Hi, thank you so much for joining and taking the time out of your day to watch this video. My name is Anjanette and I am a bird and wildlife photographer here in the state of Indiana. Today's video is going to be about how to edit with VideoProc Vlogger. Now, VideoProc Vlogger is a free to download software where you can edit your videos. And you can go to their website. It's videoproc.com/video editing software /. So let's get started right now. Alright, so the first step, once you bring up the software, VideoProc Vlogger, on your desktop or laptop, you can also either be using Mac or PC, because it's a free download for either one. And what you first want to do is, you'll see this big box here, and you can come over here and you can create a new project. I'm just going to name it video number 10. And then you can choose your location where you want to save the finished file once it is completed. And I usually save it in my bird photography drive. And I've already got it saved to that drive. And then down here is the video resolution. Now, the video resolution you can choose from 4K, which is 3840 by 2160. You have 2K, 2560 by 1440, and 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080. Now, I have it set for 4K. Now, down here, you can change your frames per second, or your frame rate, which is the amount of frames that is being recorded every second that you take your video. So the options on here are 25, 30, 50, 60, 100, or 120 frames per second, and I just keep it at 30. So, and then what you want to do after that is you just want to hit new project. However, because I've already saved this project into a file here, I'm just going to click on the open project, which is an existing project. And I got all my files here, but I am going to go ahead and go over on how to bring in your files. So you have three different file types. You have video, pictures, and music, and subtitles. In order to bring those files in, you just click on the plus sign next to it. And then you can bring in your files. You just search for your location where your files are located and you bring them in. You can either click on them and then click open, or you can just click and drag into the program. Very simple and very easy to use. And you do that for each type of file, so your video, your photos, and your music, and your subtitles. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and go over how to add your videos and your photos and your music to your timeline. Your timeline is down here in this section right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the little video clip of me talking. And then what you can do after you bring down the video clip to the timeline, you can go over to this little minus and plus sign over in this corner right here. And you can stretch that timeline out so you can see each individual clip on the timeline. And then what you can do here is you can play it in this video. Okay, and you can bring in this little red slider thing with the two arrows going left and right. You can bring it across the screen with on the timeline, and that'll bring you your point to that point in the video. And if you hit play, it'll bring right there. And then on how to split the video, splitting is where you can split a piece of video and then you can reorganize that and bring it different parts. So say I want to take this and split this and I just want to rearrange it, you can do that, right? And then you also can do deletion. So you can just delete by hitting the delete key. To undo those actions, you just go over to this little arrow right here that says undo, and that will undo those actions that I just took. Right? And now I am going to go ahead and add some photos. Now I'm just going to click on this and I'll bring up a little folder that has all those photos in it that I wanted to use for this video. So you can add them on a different timeline, right? And it will bring up the picture file over the video, right? Like that. Or you can delete that and you can add those photos to the video like this. And like this. Alright? And then it'll play in front of the video. Like that. And I'll go to my video. So I've covered how to add your files. I've covered going over how to add your video clips and your photos to the timeline. And I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go ahead and add my music track to this video as well, and then you can go ahead and listen to that. Okay? And you can also do a lot more editing with the video, such as, say you want to fade in and out the music. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to this little audio button right here on this little toolbar section right above the timeline. Click audio and then go to fade out, and you can also fade in. Okay, and then once you do that, you want to hit apply, and then you can play your video. You can also go to this and you can minimize the file or the size of the audio track to fit your video track, like that. Or let's say you just want it to show on the section where, you know, I'm not talking or you're not talking in your video, and you just want to do it when you have, you know, other video clips showing in your B-roll or in your photo section of your video. Then you have it like this. In this box up here, it says transitions. Once you hit transitions, you can add transitions to your favorites. So they're right up there at the top. Now there's a bunch of them that you can choose from, but I'm just going to show you a couple here that I use quite often. So there is one that says fade to white, and I'm going to add it right between where my last photo is and the video starts, and I'll show you how that works, or what that looks like here. Alright, so that's one transition. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on the page turn one. And I'm just going to add it in between the two photos. And it looks like the page is turning. Pretty neat, right? Okay. So the next part is titles. Now, titles is something that you can add. So I'm going to add this one right here. What you want as far as like the font type, the bold, italic, black, regular, etc. on that, and then the size of the font. And you can also click in it and do your own font size. So let's go to 120, like right there, and you also have more choices here where it says edit text. You can open this box and do much more with editing your text. So we're going to exit out of that, and from here I am going to go ahead and play this just to show you. Okay, and then effects. Now effects I don't really care for myself, but I know there's a lot of individuals who like these types of things for their videos. It just depends on what kind of content you are making and creating. We all have our own personal creative taste. In mine, I don't really care for these effects for the videos. So, but I'll go ahead and show you a couple and then play the video for you. Alright. Alright, so I'm just going to delete that and try another one. And I'll do one more here. That one didn't look really all that great. Okay, so let's go to the circular mask. Alright, so I've covered transitions, I've covered titles, and I've covered effects. Now the next one that I would like to cover with you is on how to speed up and slow down your video. So for this, you gotta click on your video track and then click on the speed button here in the toolbar down above the timeline section. Okay, so you just want to click on speed, and then you have a bunch of different variations of how to speed up and slow down your video. You can even play with the little lines and different arrows, and you can change them. like that, and then you can hit apply. And say you want to, let's say you want to take your video audio away from your video, okay? So you hit detach, and now your video audio file is separate from the video. And it'll still play together. That's so funny. But that's how you do that as well. Alright, so let's go over how to save while you're in progress of editing your video. So say you want to save this, and all you need to do, very simple and easy, is click on this little save, it's like save disk icon up here in the left corner, and it's saved. Very easy to do. Now the next step to do is export your finished product. Say I'm all done, I've finished doing my video editing, and I want to export and save it to my desktop. So this is how you do that. You click on export, you choose what settings you want. I have my file name, I have where I want to save it, and I don't mess with any of this right here. I go to high, and I click on frames per second, which is 30. I leave it at variable, and I leave all this information under audio as is. I don't mess with that, and then I click on the start button, and that will export your video to the location that you selected. Also remember that it is completely free to use and download. There's no monthly subscriptions, no yearly subscriptions, no for one-time purchase. It is always free to use and download, and you can click on the link in the description box below, and I'll include it for you so you can check it out and download and see if you like it. Now that's all I have for you today. If you like this video and like this content, please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content that I post on YouTube. Till next time, bye.